Good morning. This is JP from ESD Truck Driving School. I'm one of the instructors here. I've been having a lot of questions about how to fill out a daily log sheet and the rules of logging. So this morning I decided to go ahead and kind of talk about your daily logs. I'm going to do a little short video on it. All right, on the month, day, and year, you're going to put the, the date there. But the way you write the date is you got to put, like, if it's April 8th, 2023, you're going to put 040823 on the daily log. On your total mileage of driving today and total mileage of today, if you're a, a team truck, you got to add all your miles together and then put your individual miles in these boxes right here, the top two left boxes right there. Where it says tractor and trailer number, say your tractor is 0157 and your trailer is 1785, you'd write 0157 slash, trailer number 1785 in that big old box right there. If you got a drop and hook, you just do another slash and add another trailer number behind it. Over here where it says name of carrier, you'll put the name of your carrier right there, whoever you're working for. Your main office address, that'd be your home terminal. And then when it says home terminal address, you're going to put the terminal that you're booked out of. Say if you're in Atlanta, Georgia or something like that, you'd write the terminal address right there, whatever terminal, even if your main terminal's in Alabama, you know. And on this graph sheet right here, on the graph sheet, you got off duty, sleeper, driving, and on duty. Okay. Line one is off duty. So if you're off duty, you'll draw a line in the middle of your graph all the way up to 7 o'clock in the morning if you're off duty to then. And then on your sleeper berth, if you're in the sleeper, for example, if you was like sleeping from midnight to 5 in the morning, you'll draw a line across the middle of it where it says from midnight to 5 in the morning if you rolled over into the next day. And then on your driving, whatever you're driving, that's your log right there on the driving. Let me grab this ruler right here and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. What you do is you'll go in the middle of it and then draw a straight line, keep it straight. Your penmanship is very important. Make sure you keep your lines straight and not wiggly and all that good stuff. On your on-duty time, on-duty is like anything you're doing with a truck. Say you're fueling the truck, you're checking into a shipper or a consignee, you'll fill that in right there. You'll drop down to that line right there. And I'm going to fill one of these out here in a second. I'm just kind of going over this real quick with you. All right. Where it says bill of lading and manifest number, you'll put your bill of lading number right there or your manifest number, whatever they give you. A shipper and commodity, that's where you'd put like what you're hauling. Like if I'm hauling boxes, I'll write boxes. If I'm hauling steel, write coil steel, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, whatever you're hauling. Where it says from is where you picked it up from and then where you're going on to. So you'll write, to. Say, for instance, you pick up in Mobile, Alabama, going to Bristol, Tennessee. You'll write Bristol, Tennessee right there, Mobile, Alabama right here. Over here off to the right, is your total hours. Okay, so on line one, you'll count up all your hours all the way across and then write it over here to the right. Then you add up all your sleeper hours and you'll add it all up right there. Then you're driving, whatever you drive for that day, you'll add it up over here and put it on this line. And then on duty time, you'll draw a line all the way over to here and put it on your on duty time. At the total down there, they all should add up to 24 hours. You know, it should add up to 24 hours. Remarks. Like if you flag a pre-trip, you'll draw a line and flag it, you know, and then write where you was at, where you pre-tripped your truck at, and then put PTI on it for pre-trip inspection. All right, then if you stop and you're filling your truck up in another town, you'll draw a line down, log it, flag it, get your fuel in Priceville, Alabama, put your fuel down and all that. And I'm gonna give you examples here in a second. All right, and then if say it's the end of the day, you're delivering your load, you'll write delivering your load and all that. Over here to the right is your recap hours. You know, you keep up with your recap hours on what you used and all that stuff. That way you can keep up with your total hours and what's available for you for the next day. Say, for instance, A right there. It says your total hours on duty last 7 days, including today. So that's your total hours, you know what I'm saying, that you used on duty. Lines 3 and 4, you add those together. Those are your on-duty times. Lines 1 and 2, this is what I'm talking about. Lines 1 and 2 is your off-duty and sleeper berth. Those times go together. Lines 3 and 4 go together. Lines 3 and 4 are your on-duty times. That's what I was talking about. In case I wasn't clear enough. All right, then you're on B right there. It says your total hours available tomorrow. So you'll write that down, how many hours you're available tomorrow. And then lines 6 is your total on-duty last 8 days, including today. You keep up with all that. Down at the bottom of that recap hours is your 60-hour rule for 7-day rule. That's like for local drivers and stuff like that. 70 hours in the 8-day log is for your OTR drivers. You know, OTR drivers. You go by an 8-day log. And then, you know, let's see here. All right, let's talk about, say, for instance, you didn't work. You just got hired in. You got to do a 7-day log. Where it says remarks there, you'd put like off duty for the last 7 days, you know, in the town you was in, where you live at, you know, where you was off duties. If you just got hired in and you just getting your CDL driver's license, you have to have a 7-day log. And you'll draw a line all the way on off duty, all the way across to the 24 hours. And then you'll put 7-day log right there, and then you'll write the date. Say, for instance, like if it's April 1st to April 7th, you write April 1st to April 7th right there. And then you'll put Mobile, Alabama. If you're from Mobile, Alabama, wherever you live at, you'd write that down and put 7 days off. You write the word 7-day off. And then make sure you put 24 at the bottom right there where the double red lines are. Okay. Let's talk about the rules now of logging. Okay. On an 8-day log, you got 70 hours to work. That's all you got to work for the week. And then you're required to do a 34-hour reset. All right. You can only work 14 hours a day. Unless extreme emergencies and stuff like that, they'll extend it 2 hours. Say like a hurricane or something like that, and they stop the roads, and it has to be a drastic tragedy or something, you know, something that's major, and you'll extend your log 2 more hours. Other than that, it won't do it. You can't do that. So you got 14 hours to work during the day. All right. After you got 14 hours to work that day, I can only drive 11 hours inside that 14 hours. I can only drive 11 hours inside the 14 hours. Like I said, I'm gonna fill out a log here in a second for you to give you an example. You know, and then within 8 hours, I gotta do it. I gotta do a 30-minute break. That 30-minute break can be on duty or off duty, on duty or off duty, to get credit for a 30-minute break. And I gotta do it within 8 hours inside the 11. Gets a little tricky, you know. There's a thing called an 8-2 split. There's also a 7-3 split or 3-7. What that means is I can split my log up. Say, for instance, I go to a shipper, you know, and I get there to the shipper. I log in and all that stuff. If I was there for 2 hours, you know, or longer, you know, 2 hours, so I can log in and go off duty for 2 hours, and then I can go back to driving. I'll drive down the road on the drive line for a little bit. So I drove like 5-6 hours, and then I decided to take a break. I can go to the sleeper for 8 hours. I gotta show it consecutive, 8 hours consecutive in the sleeper to get credit for a 10-hour break, so I can reset my 14-hour rule, so I can drive again. Remember, there's only 24 hours in a day. So, you know, you got to keep an eye on that. One log can run into the next day. You know, you can run past midnight into the next day. A 7-3 split is basically 3 hours off duty and then 7 hours in the sleeper. We'll give you a reset on your 10-hour break. After your 14 hours, you're required to do a 10-hour break. Say, for instance, you just want to go off duty for an hour. You go off duty for an hour. Then you go into sleeper for 9, you know, or you can go to sleeper for 8 and then go back to off duty and then pre-trip your truck again. As long as lines 2 and 1 add up to 10 hours consecutive, that'd be a consecutive 10-hour break. Then you can do that. And that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to fill out a log and then I'll post it as well, you know. But I just wanted to talk about daily logs real quick, give you a short video. Thank you for your time. My name is JP, you know, from ESD Truck Driving School. Thank you. Bye-bye.